Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the whiskey nerd.
I'm Rose, I'm the whiskey noob. And today, we're making some Thanksgiving cocktails. Woo! I'm so excited.
Yeah, because myself and my buddy Gnome from Gnome's Tavern, who you should check out, there'll be a link up there, we decided that we're going to make some Thanksgiving cocktails because when I recently reviewed this whiskey, the Maple Mayhem, which is an Irish whiskey that was aged in maple syrup casks, I kind of put the call out and said, what kind of cocktails should I make with this? And Gnome said, you should make some Thanksgiving cocktails. So that's what we're going to be making.
Gnome is my man.
Yeah, so he actually found a maple syrup finished spirit over in America. So we're going to be making each other's cocktails and our own to compare them. I'm making a Cranberry Whiskey Sour, and he's making what he calls a New Orleans breakfast, which uses
New Orleans
breakfast. So they should be very interesting cocktails. So I think we're going to make them. Let's make our first cocktail. This is going to be the Cranberry Whiskey Sour, which is very appropriate for Thanksgiving. We're going to be using, of course, our maple syrup whiskey. We're going to be using some lemon juice, some cranberry juice, some sugar syrup, and some bitters to really round out and develop the cocktail. But to make it feel like a dessert, we're also going to be using an egg white.
Oh.
So this will give it a nice kind of creamy texture, a bit of richness, and really help round out any of the kind of sharp edges you might get in a cocktail. It really helps to give this good thick texture.
Very thick.
Yeah. So we're going to crack our egg white into our small tin just to make sure we don't get any of the yolk or any shell, so we can always take it away. And
I would not be good at this.
there we go. You just pour it between the two halves of the shell and you'll get it done.
Okay.
Next up, it's the rest of our ingredients, but first, can I have a bit of ice?
Of course, here you go.
Yeah, so we're going to pop that in there and we're going to pour our egg yolk in on top of it, and then we're going to go in with our ingredients.
It's just such a cool looking bottle.
Oh, it's a very cool looking bottle indeed.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 60 ml or 2 ounces of our maple syrup whiskey into there, and then we'll be following it up with 30 ml or 1 ounce of cranberry juice. Mm-hmm. Now this is unsweetened cranberry juice. You can get cranberry juice with a lot of sweetness to it,
Yeah.
but gone for the unsweetened, so it'll just give it that bit more tartness and a bit more kind of richness rather than just being very, very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Canadians, you can use this for your Thanksgiving as well because it's maple whiskey.
Yeah, so this was 30 ml or 1 ounce of cranberry juice, and it's going to be 20 ml or just under an ounce of lemon juice.
Okay.
And we're going to top that up because this has a 20 ml and a 30 ml line. So we're going to top that up to 30 ml with our sugar syrup. So that means we've added 10 ml of sugar syrup.
This makes sense because you've got some like soury bits with like the cranberry and the lemon, but then like sweeter bits with the whiskey and the sugar syrup and stuff. So like I'm just learning about cocktails and having to even stuff out, you know?
Yeah, so that was 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and we're going to add 1 dash of orange bitters. Again, just to add a nice bit of development and richness to the cocktail. And we're going to pop our lid on and shake away for about 20-25 seconds until it's nice and cold.
Okay.
Okay, that is nicely chilled now. So we're going to strain this out into our nicely chilled coupe glass. So,
oh, it smells nice.
oh yeah, it's nice and sweet, nice and rich, and of course it does have a lovely pink color.
Oh, that's so
from the cranberry
pretty.
Yeah. It's a really nice looking cocktail. But you can't drink it yet. We have to make a second cocktail.
What?
And next up, it's the New Orleans breakfast. This is the cocktail from my buddy Gnome, and it's kind of like a riff on a Sazerac.
Oh.
Which interestingly uses some banana syrup. So this is an interesting enough banana syrup. So it uses banana peels and sugar and a little bit of water. You stir it all together, you mix it all together until the sugar dissolves. You leave it overnight in the fridge, so about 8 to 10 hours in the fridge, and it develops this really nice, rich, sugary banana flavor.
It does smell like bananas.
Yeah. Oh, there's also a pinch of cinnamon in there, just to give it a nice kind of rich flavor.
Oh, that's interesting. The peel and not the banana itself.
Yeah, because kind of peel is often discarded and wasted away, but yeah, that gives it a nice kind of flavor.
Well, when you have your bananas as a snack, you just make this with the peel then.
Yeah, so this is going to be a stirred drink, so we're going to pop in a rock of ice into our kind of mixing glass, and we're then going to measure in the rest of our ingredients. So this uses 45 ml of our maple whiskey, which again is going to give us a nice bit of sweetness. It has this nice kind of oak char at the end, but it really does lead up with that maple syrup influence. I'm going to be using 7.5 ml of our banana syrup. So if you have one of these jiggers, a little handy tip is at the bottom of the jigger is actually the 7.5 ml measure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's just there, 7.5 ml of our banana syrup. And then it's just 2 dashes of Angostura bitters into the cocktail, and we're going to stir it down for about 20 seconds until we get it nice and cold. Okay, that is nicely chilled now, but to serve it, we're actually going to do something interesting with our glass. So, can I have my glass, please?
Yes, it is cold.
Yeah, so I had this glass in the freezer, so it's going to be nice and cold because this cocktail is not served on ice. So it's going to be served in a really nice cold glass to keep the cocktail very cold. So
that looks cool.
Yeah, so this is also, because I said it's a Sazerac riff, use a little bit of absinthe to rinse the glass. So it's going to give us a nice bit of flavour.
Rinse the glass.
Yeah, so rather than adding it to the cocktail, you kind of rinse the glass by just pouring a little bit of absinthe in there.
Okay.
And just kind of roll around the inside of the glass.
Interesting.
And then because this is very nice absinthe, I don't want it to go to waste. I'm just going to save that there, and if you want, you can have that.
Yes.
So then we're just going to serve our cocktail into here. So it's just very simple, it's very nice, but this glass, because it's got a nice bottom on it, it will be nice and cold.
Okay.
And then...
Woo! That looks nice.
Yeah, and to give it one last little flair, a little bit of lemon zest expressed over the top. Just give it a nice bit of zest. And that right there is a New Orleans or New Orleans breakfast. And now it's time to taste our cocktails.
Finally!
Which one do you want to start with?
The pink one looks cute.
Well, then I'm going to start with the New Orleans breakfast.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers, my dear.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Mmm. Ooh. That is like kind of thick and creamy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Try this one. It's interesting. It's kind of like, reminds me of like bananas, pancakes, maple syrup, kind of. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Oh, it's very sweet. It's like a dessert cocktail.
Yeah, because that maple whiskey, very, very sweet, does have a lot of maple syrup influence to it and has come through in the cocktail. Like, it's definitely maple syrup. The banana syrup has that very nice richness. I use brown sugar in it. Very good.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
They're both very good. They're just slightly different. Like, this is a little bit more like, not sour, tart, lemony, you know, but like still very thick and like, it's a luscious drink.
I'd say this would be almost like an after dinner drink, and this could be like before dinner drink.
Before dinner drink.
Oh yeah.
An anytime drink. It's kind of like a dessert cocktail to me.
Oh, it is very sweet. I think if you serve that on a rock of ice, it could definitely be kind of like an old fashioned. It could definitely be sitting there.
Lengthened?
Kind of yeah. The absinthe comes through a little bit. It's definitely almost overpowered by the maple syrup and by the banana syrup, but there's a little kind of earthiness.
Oh yeah, you definitely did a bit of it there.
So it's very nice. I think they're both very good cocktails. If I was going to pick one that I preferred, I might actually give it to the New Orleans breakfast. It's actually quite nice. I do like that banana, the caramel, the maple syrup, and then the bit of earthiness underneath it.
Okay, well, I was going to choose this one anyways.
Well, then I think I'm going to take this one.
I'll take this one.
We put out cocktail recipes on Fridays. We put out whiskey reviews on Wednesdays, and sometimes fun little videos on Mondays. So if you want to see more, make sure you hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Sláinte.